Last month, 10 of our staff joined 3 trainers and about 30 missionaries from around the world for a 5-day field council meeting in Brussels, Belgium. It was an awesome time of training where our field leaders were introduced to a coaching model that we're going to be sharing with the whole organization. And we're also introduced to a new software package that's going to allow us to connect people from many parts of the world in dynamic relationship with each other. It was really an exciting week as we were introduced to resources that will greatly enhance our ministry and the quality of relationship that we share with each other within the Mission Society. Speaking of relationship, that's what really struck me the most about the week. Just watching the 30 missionaries relate to each other was a fresh reminder that those guys really love each other. It was so evident when they worshiped together. It was evident as they studied and worked together. It was really evident when they played together, but also when they prayed together, and perhaps most of all at one of our worship times when they washed each other's feet. By God's grace, one of the hallmarks of the Mission Society over the years, and certainly today, has been an amazing spirit of unity that exists within the Mission Society family, and we thank the Lord for that. As our 5 days together drew to an end, it was my privilege and responsibility to lead the closing session. And as I asked the Lord what we ought to focus on during that time, He reminded me of the importance of unity and reminded me that precisely because it is so important, that might well be where the enemy would be most likely to attack us. And so as we got into that session, I reminded our missionary family of 3 really important scriptures. Let me share them with you. The first is from Ephesians 4, where Paul said, "Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace." Why was it, I said, that Paul urged them to work so hard to maintain the unity? Well, the reason is because it wasn't automatic. If unity was automatic, the Scripture wouldn't challenge us to work hard to maintain it. We need to do that precisely because it's very easy for our unity to be lost. But why is unity so important? We looked at 2 scriptures from the Gospels where Jesus talked about the importance of unity and of love. First, John 13:34, where Jesus said, "A new command I give you, love one another as I have loved you, so you must love one another." And then in John 17, beginning with verse 20, in Jesus' great high priestly prayer, where He said this, "My prayer is not for them alone. I pray also for those who will believe in me through their message," that's us, "that all of them may be one, Father, just as you are in me and I am in you. May they also be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me." He went on to pray, "I've given them the glory that you gave me, that they may be one as we are one, I in them and you in me, so that they may be brought to complete unity. Then the world will know that you sent me and have loved them even as you have loved me." That's an amazing word from Jesus. It's not so much the great ministries we do, it's not the humanitarian aid we bring, it's not the evangelistic crusades that we hold or the one-on-one witnessing or discipling or the churches that we build that will impress the world and draw them to Jesus. It will be when the world sees the people of God living together in observable unity that they will conclude that Jesus was sent by the Father and will be drawn to Him. Let me invite you as you pray for our missionaries, as you pray for Christian workers around the world, to pray as Jesus did that God would make them one. That's perhaps the single most important thing in their ministry. If they're to be fruitful, if the world is to believe that Jesus is really from the Father, and if the world is to be drawn to Him, it will only happen as the world sees His followers living together in love and in unity. Thanks for your interest, thanks for your support, and thanks above all for your prayers.